Okay, so I'm trying to dig through and kind of address the technicalities of what was just announced, because there's already a bunch of great points and questions. Uh, just to name a couple real quick, from Andreas. Also, salute to you, sir. Um, Quote, no real effect until it's one per share and not one per shareholder. There any ape reasoning behind doing this? What do you think, Bigums and Astro? Um, and then the kilted trader. That was Indian. I don't know why I just did Indian for a Scottish guy. Um, I believe the Investor Connect program is limited to the U.S. as well. So anywho, the first question of why it's per shareholder and not one per share. Okay, so there's a couple ways that you can kind of rationalize this. The first one is there is a very uh, dangerous territory that someone like Adam Aaron is making their footing through when it comes to being the CEO of a company that has lots of suspicion of shares in circulation that should not exist. Enough shares in existence that uh, if there was some exodus to take place involving authentic shares versus non-authentic shares, that you would see catastrophic results throughout the market they're traded on. Same thing goes for Ryan Cohen. So to have any direct or implicitly explicit, it sounds redundant, but to imply something that explicitly demonstrates a surplus in shares circulating, the effects of having that implicative, explicit statement. I know this sounds like word spaghetti, but bear with me. As the chief executive officer or of anyone who works for the company that is being publicly traded that has too many shares in existence, would create tons of legal ramifications. I think that by doing this, it provides a platform or at least another piece of progress into those who are not a part of the company, helping prove or at least bringing some attention to uh, the seemingly evident surplus in shares. So if it were to be per share, I think that would. Well, here's an idea. Why would you want your NFTs? Why would you issue more NFTs than that of which should exist? I wonder if on the contract. Ooh, I wonder. Wait. I wonder if the contract that this NFT is built on would have any. Ooh, I wonder if there would be like a hard stop on the amount that can be issued. Not even like an explicit number of like max shareholders or uh, max NFTs. No variable that would give something explicit like that away. But if there's just some mechanic that puts a stop to any extraneous counts, because why would you if you if you have more NFTs in existence than that? Okay, so if you have a 1-to-1, sorry, bear with me. If you have a 1-to-1 with share count to NFT count, yes, you would be exposing naked shorts, but you have allowed the problem of uh, excessive share circulation then propagate in the NFT realm. So I think that's why. I think it's because if there were, not if at this one, if there are more shares than that of which exist or should exist, then you would be forwarding that problem into the NFT world, which in itself is not okay because to reverse what should exist or what does exist with what should exist on a blockchain like that is a very uh, uh, that's just not something you want to do. So I think that's why this is going to be fucking interesting. This is gonna be extremely fucking interesting. Okay. Um, and then as far as international shareholders, I think that would be part of the conundrum, which makes a lot of sense because of the NSCC's role, the National Securities and Clearing Corporation's role, uh, and the share borrowing program, which I've gone over a lot. If you're curious, go to a couple videos back. I've done a lot of diving into that. I think it's sort of casting the shadow of the problem resides within uh, the spokes of the NSCC. Because if you like, the Investor Connect program is supposed to provide a layer of integrity. It's providing these constraints upon when you look at all of the shares in existence, and this is theoretical and very abstract, so bear with me. When you look into the mechanics of what's going on with the equities market, you have a bunch of noise. You have all these different things going on. Think of it as just like a collection of data. To have constraints put up, like borders, so to speak, so that you can turn noise into coherent data. I think Investor Connect is trying to provide those borders so that you can decipher between the noise and what is actually going on. So to make a callback to what I was just saying about the NSCC, I think that if the NSCC is, well, assuming actually, it's not really a question to me at this point, but I just can't prove it. Assuming that the NSCC and the mechanics that it provides in the entire world of equities, if they're one of the ones who, if they're one of the entities that have served as a catalyst to whatever's going on that we're all trying to find and pinpoint and make something out of, then to have your program that provides a true perspective on things becomes entangled with the NSCC, so international shareholders, not the shareholders, but the fact that they got their shares via the NSCC's functions, then you would be tainting what this program is trying to remedy. And again, you won't ever see this being an explicit thing. You can't. It would be suicide in the legal world. So I think I think there's a shadow being casted here. I think that's part of what's going on, especially considering that NSCC shares derived from NSCC function are literally electronic because shares are locked up in the vaults of the DTCC. So you're creating this abstract proxy device for share entitlement. And that's, even Dave Lauer has talked about how the NSCC and Reg NMS related functions are extremely questionable in all of this. So either way, this is just fucking massive, man. This is massive. To have concrete numbers with no noise from nefarious parties, like when Robinhood acquired whatever the shareholder integration thing was. I forget what it was called. But like having Robinhood acquire that, just now you have completely tarnished the integrity of whatever data comes from that entity that was acquired. To have a very pure, independent data reporting platform like this is massive, and then to have it on a layer for data storage, the blockchain, that is immutable and doesn't allow for any nefarious activity within reason. That's its own conversation. But blockchain in itself is one of the most secure layers to store data. That's all blockchain is. It sounds super crazy and whatever, Zoomer, whatever, this, that. But that's what it does. That's what blockchain does. And the way that you read and interpret and ultimately manipulate the data stored on a blockchain is what gives whatever token or whatever coin its function. Everything else is derived in fiat fashion based on data that's on the blockchain. Okay, this is massive. Okay. I'm I'm so just